This Japanese mindset will make you love your life again. Have you ever felt like life is slipping through your fingers? Like you're rushing from one task to the next, one achievement to another, but somehow it all feels empty. You might scroll through your phone, binge watch a show, or check off goals on your to-do list, but deep down, there's this lingering question: is this all there is? It's a heavy thought, isn't it? But what if the problem isn't life itself, but the way we're living it? Today I want to share with you a Japanese mindset that could completely transform how you experience life. It's called Ichigo Ichie, which roughly translates to one time, one meeting at its core. This philosophy teaches us that every single moment we live is unique, fleeting, and unrepeatable. Think about that for a second. Every interaction you have, every sunset you watch, every cup of coffee you drink, it's all happening for the first and last time. But here's the question: do you live like that's true? Or do you take these moments for granted? We've all been there. We're sitting with someone we care about, but instead of being present, we're scrolling through our phones or thinking about what's next. We eat meals without tasting them, walk through beautiful places without noticing them, and talk to people without really listening. We live as though life is infinite, as though we'll have endless chances to experience the same moment again. But the truth is, we won't. This is where Ichigo Ichie comes in. It's a reminder to treat every moment as if it's the only one you'll ever have, because it is. It's about being fully present, fully alive, and fully aware of the beauty and impermanence of what's happening right now. But let's be honest, living this way isn't easy. We live in a world that constantly pulls us out of the present moment. We're bombarded with notifications, deadlines, and distractions. We're trained to think about the future, our goals, our plans, our problems, or dwell on the past, replaying regrets and mistakes. And in the process, we miss the only thing that's real: this moment. So let me ask you, when was the last time you truly lived in the present? When was the last time you felt fully alive, fully connected, fully immersed in the here and now? Here's something profound: Ichigo Ichie doesn't just make life more beautiful, it makes life more meaningful. When you embrace this mindset, you start to realize that even the smallest moments have value. A conversation with a stranger, the sound of rain on your window, the way sunlight filters through the trees, these aren't just random occurrences. They're once-in-a-lifetime experiences.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But here's the paradox: the more you try to hold on to these moments, the more they slip away. Ichigo Ichie isn't about clinging to the present, it's about appreciating it as it flows. It's about letting go of the need to control time and instead surrendering to the flow of life. And this brings us to the heart of the philosophy: impermanence. In Japanese culture, impermanence isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. The cherry blossoms that bloom for only a few weeks each year aren't less beautiful because they're fleeting. They're more beautiful because they're fleeting. Their impermanence makes us treasure them. What if we saw our own lives that way? What if, instead of fearing the passage of time, we saw it as a gift? What if, instead of rushing through life, we slowed down and appreciated the moments we have, no matter how small or ordinary they seem? In the next part, we'll explore why we resist living in the present, how our obsession with control and permanence pulls us out of the moment, and how Ichigo Ichie offers a profound antidote to the anxiety and dissatisfaction of modern life. The illusion of control: why we fear the present moment. Let's take a moment to ask ourselves a simple but uncomfortable question: why do we resist living in the present? If the present moment is all we truly have, why are we so quick to escape it, to distract ourselves, or to numb it with endless noise? The answer lies in a deep, almost universal human fear, the fear of uncertainty. The present moment is unpredictable. It can't be controlled, planned, or perfectly shaped to fit our expectations. We feel safer in the past because it's already happened. We feel safer in the future because it's something we can imagine, something we believe we can prepare for. But the present? The present is raw, unfiltered, and completely uncertain. And here's the paradox: by avoiding the present, we're chasing an illusion of control. Think about it: how much of your energy is spent trying to plan for outcomes, avoid discomfort, or control what happens next? How often do you replay the past, trying to rewrite it in your mind, or project yourself into a future where everything is perfect? But here's the truth we don't want to face: control is an illusion. No matter how much you plan or prepare, life will always surprise you. Things will happen that you didn't see coming. People will change, circumstances will shift, and the more you cling to control, the harder it becomes to live fully. This brings us back to Ichigo Ichie. The philosophy doesn't just teach us to appreciate the present, it teaches us to let go of control. It's a reminder that life isn't a puzzle we need to solve or a race we need to win. It's an experience to be lived, one moment at a time. But letting go of control is terrifying, isn't it? It means surrendering to the unknown. It means accepting that the present moment might not always feel good, that it might come with discomfort, sadness, or uncertainty. And as humans, we're wired to avoid pain. We distract ourselves with work, entertainment, or endless scrolling because we're afraid to sit with the rawness of the moment. So here's the question: what would happen if you stopped running? What would happen if you allowed yourself to fully experience the present, even if it's uncomfortable? Here's the beauty of Ichigo Ichie: it reminds us that even the moments we fear or resist are part of the human experience. That awkward conversation, that rainy day, that moment of doubt, they're as unique and unrepeatable as the moments of joy. And when we embrace them, we find freedom. But embracing the present also means accepting its impermanence. And this is where so many of us struggle. We want to hold on to the good moments forever and push the painful ones away. But life doesn't work like that. The cherry blossoms fall. The seasons change. People come and go. And in our desperate attempt to cling to what's passing, we lose sight of the beauty in its impermanence. Ichigo Ichie teaches us that impermanence isn't something to fight, it's something to celebrate. Every moment, no matter how fleeting, is a gift. And when we stop trying to control time, we open ourselves to the richness of life. Here's something to think about: what are you clinging to right now? What are you afraid to lose? And how is that fear keeping you from fully experiencing the moment you're in? In the next part, we'll explore how to practically bring Ichigo Ichie into your daily life. We'll talk about simple, actionable ways to live more mindfully, to let go of control, and to rediscover the joy and gratitude that come with truly appreciating the present. Living the moment: how to bring Ichigo Ichie into your daily life. By now, we've explored the essence of Ichigo Ichie, the art of appreciating the fleeting beauty of every moment and letting go of the need to control time. But knowing this isn't enough. Philosophy only transforms us when we live it. So how do we take this beautiful concept out of the abstract and into our messy, fast-paced, everyday lives? How do we make Ichigo Ichie a practice and not just an idea? It starts with awareness. Most of us move through life on autopilot. We wake up, check our phones, rush through breakfast, and dive into the day without ever stopping to notice what's happening around us. Days blur into weeks, and weeks blur into years, until we look back and wonder where the time went. But Ichigo Ichie asks us to wake up to break free from this trance and truly see the moments we're living. Here's a simple practice the next time you're doing something ordinary: drinking your morning coffee, walking outside, or talking to a friend. Pause. Take a deep breath. Notice the details. What does the coffee smell like? How does the sunlight feel on your skin? What emotions are present in the conversation you're having? These moments might seem small, but when you fully experience them, they become extraordinary. Let me ask you this: how many moments in your life have you truly lived? Not rushed through, not distracted yourself from, but fully immersed yourself in. What would your life look like if you were present for more of it? Another way to embrace Ichigo Ichie is to treat every interaction as if it's your last. This isn't meant to be morbid, it's meant to wake you up to the preciousness of time. Imagine you're spending time with someone you love. What if you knew you'd never see them again? How would you treat that moment? What would you say? What would you feel? The truth is, we never know when our last meeting with someone will be. Life is unpredictable, and every goodbye could be the final one. But instead of fearing this, Ichigo Ichie asks us to use it as motivation to be fully present, to listen deeply, to express gratitude, to savor the time we have with the people we care about. Here's another practical exercise at the end of each day. Reflect on one moment that stood out to you. It doesn't have to be something big. Maybe it was the way the wind rustled the leaves or the way someone smiled at you. Write it down. This practice trains your mind to notice beauty in the everyday and to appreciate the moments you might otherwise overlook. But living Ichigo Ichie isn't just about appreciating the good, it's also about being present with the difficult. When we're experiencing pain, it's tempting to numb ourselves or fast forward through the discomfort. But Ichigo Ichie teaches us that even the hard moments are part of the human experience. They, too, are fleeting and unrepeatable. So the next time you're feeling sad, anxious, or frustrated, instead of running from those emotions, pause, notice them, allow yourself to feel them fully, without judgment. Ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? What can I learn from this experience? You might find that even in pain, there's a kind of beauty, a reminder of your capacity to feel, to grow, to be alive. Living Ichigo Ichie also means letting go of multitasking. When we try to do too many things at once, we dilute the richness of the moment. Instead of fully enjoying your meal, you're scrolling through Instagram. Instead of being present in a conversation, you're thinking about your to-do list. But when you focus on one thing at a time, you give yourself the gift of presence. Here's a challenge: pick one activity each day to do mindfully. It could be eating, walking, or even washing the dishes. As you do it, slow down. Notice the sensations, the textures, the sounds. Treat it as if it's the only thing that matters in that moment, because, in a way, it is. In the final part, we'll uncover the deeper wisdom of Ichigo Ichie, how embracing impermanence can free us from regret, anxiety, and the relentless pressure to do more. We'll also explore how this mindset can help us rediscover joy, gratitude, and meaning in our lives. The freedom of impermanence, rediscovering joy and meaning through Ichigo Ichie. Let's end this journey with a profound truth: everything in life is impermanent. And while this idea might feel unsettling at first, it's actually the key to freedom, joy, and meaning. The philosophy of Ichigo Ichie isn't just about appreciating the present moment, it's about understanding that the fleeting nature of life is what makes it beautiful. Think about it: if every moment lasted forever, would we still treasure it? If the seasons never changed, would we marvel at the first bloom of spring or the golden leaves of autumn? It's precisely because things don't last, because they're fragile and temporary, that they hold value. But here's where we get stuck as humans. We resist impermanence. We cling to what's comfortable and familiar. We hold on to the past, wishing we could change it, or anxiously chase a future where we think happiness awaits. And in doing so, we miss the only thing that's real, the present. Let me ask you this: what would it feel like to fully accept that nothing lasts forever? Not in a fearful way, but in a liberating one. What if, instead of clinging to what's passing, you allowed yourself to let go and embrace the flow of life? This is the deeper wisdom of Ichigo Ichie. It teaches us to make peace with impermanence. When we accept that every moment is unrepeatable, we stop taking life for granted. We stop rushing through our days, thinking we'll have endless tomorrows. Instead, we start showing up fully right here, right now. But this doesn't mean we should live in fear of losing what we love. On the contrary, Ichigo Ichie invites us to love more deeply. When you know that a moment won't last forever, you cherish it more. You savor the laughter of a friend, the warmth of a hug, the sound of rain outside your window. You stop holding back your gratitude, your affection, your appreciation, because you realize that this moment, this person, this experience may never come again. Here's a powerful question for you. If today were your last day, how would you live it? Who would you spend it with? What would you say? What would you notice that you usually overlook? Now, ask yourself this: what's stopping you from living that way every day? The truth is, we often wait for big moments to feel alive, the vacations, the promotions, the celebrations. But life isn't made up of big moments. It's made up of small, ordinary ones, the way sunlight dances on your desk, the sound of a loved one's voice, the simple pleasure of taking a deep breath. Ichigo Ichie reminds us that we don't need extraordinary circumstances to feel joy. We just need to pay attention. The beauty we're searching for is already here. It always has been. But there's another layer to this philosophy. Ichigo Ichie doesn't just help us appreciate life, it also helps us let go of regret. Often we carry the weight of the past, replaying mistakes and wishing we could change what's already done. But when we embrace impermanence, we realize that the past is gone. It's as unrepeatable as the present. Regret only robs us of the moment we're in. And what about the future? So much of our anxiety comes from trying to control what hasn't happened yet. But Ichigo Ichie teaches us that the future is just as uncertain as the past is unchangeable. The only thing we can control is how we show up at this moment. So, here's the ultimate challenge: can you let go of the past and the future and fully trust the present? Can you embrace the uncertainty of life and see it not as something to fear, but as something to celebrate? When we let go of the need for control, something magical happens. We stop resisting life and start flowing with it. We stop waiting for happiness and start finding it in the moments we already have. We stop chasing meaning and start creating it in the way we live each day. This is the freedom of impermanence. It's not about giving up or settling, it's about waking up to the miracle of existence. It's about realizing that life doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. That even in its messiness, its unpredictability, its fleeting nature, life is enough. So as we close, here's one final thought: every moment is an invitation to be present, to let go, to love deeply, to live fully, and the choice is yours. Will you accept it? This is the essence of Ichigo Ichie. It's not just a mindset, it's a way of life. One that reminds us to stop, to notice, to appreciate, and to savor. One that helps us see the extraordinary in the ordinary. One that makes us fall in love with life again, one unrepeatable moment at a time. Thank you for being here, at this moment, with me. Now, go live your Ichigo Ichie.